Hi everybody, it's that time again, time to set up my bullet journal for the month of March 2020. This is my Leuchtturm 1917 and I am basically trying to stay as close to the Writer Carroll method as possible without adding a bunch of extraneous bullshit because I find that that makes me procrastinate. And if you are a procrastinator like me, you may want to watch this video that I'll link up above about how I sometimes use my planner as a procrastinator and how sometimes it becomes something to procrastinate with. So let's flip through and see kind of where I'm at. Side note, in this video and in my Power Sheets video that will be out next week, it's going to be really obvious how shitty of a month I've had. And so if I drop many more F-bombs in this video, that may happen. You know, between getting gout and new medications and all sorts of other things, it's been a rough month and I have not made a lot of progress. And so I'm just going to try and forgive myself and move forward. That is a big ask because I'm not good at self-forgiveness either. Still haven't figured out my future log. I'm just leaving it here for now. As for the rest of it, wait, here we go. Where are you? Oh, I'm basically yawning a lot for some reason, dude. I don't even know. Maybe because I don't sleep. That's probably part of it. Anyway, I can check off soups. I still have to make a soup this week. But other than that, it has been a great month, and every soup I have made so far has been a hit with my family. We did, what did we do? We did a chicken, like a creamy chicken Alfredo with tortellini type soup. We did a homemade tomato soup with tortellini, because apparently that's what we like. And it was one that was meant to be chunky, but I blended it before adding the tortellinis because I'm not a chunks person, and it was great. And then I did a broccoli cheddar soup that was basically a dupe for Panera bread, which was also really good. And then the one I'm going to do this week is a gnocchi soup that's like a dupe for the Olive Garden, because apparently I can only make soups if they remind me of soups I've had somewhere else. I think in March we're going to go with one pan meals. So that's what I'm going to just write in here. And I'm going to be alternating back and forth between Pigeon Letters monoliner and Oath 1. And then I have a Pitt Artist Pen in small, which is actually pretty bulky. It's the extra small that's the smallest, but I like it for kind of the darker lines. Not that it really matters all that much. Okay. Year in pixels. I still haven't deep conditioned my hair, and it's really starting to show it, and I'm not going to be able to do it this weekend because I will be in Chicago. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be there so I can say hi to you. And today, after only one day of curly hair and actually washing it, it's still kind of like straggly. So I think I might deep condition it tomorrow before I go to Chicago. That might work. I don't know. My hair's going to have to last because I'm speaking on Sunday and I'm not going to wash it while I'm there. So that could be interesting. Back to my read 100 books, and I need to update this. I'm at 15 books so far. The library has been a great source. I am actually in the middle of Atomic Habits. I made myself a note page for Atomic Habits, but I haven't gotten to a point where I'm taking any notes yet. So it's still kind of sad. I'm also going to try and pick up Dune and finish that maybe on the plane because that seems like great plane reading. These two that I just finished, though, one of them's, they're both fiction, and Unkindness of Magicians is basically like Harry Potter for grown-ups and really violent. And then A Lady's Guide to Selling Out. Basically, if you like The Devil Wears Prada, you might really like that one. It's about somebody who works in like social media and loses herself along the way, blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of like lighthearted fiction. You can find me over on Goodreads. I don't leave really detailed reviews because I just don't give that much of a fuck, but like that's at least showing you what I've read so far and like where you can find it. And somebody asked me in the comments if I got this recommendation from Murphy Napier. She's a booktuber. Absolutely, actually. I'm really enjoying watching her as she's reading The Wheel of Time for the first time because I love The Wheel of Time, but I also can agree with a lot of her complaints about it. Currently, I am reading 3 books. I am reading Don't Quit Your Day Job, which is one that I have wanted to read for a long time and just happened to find it at the library. I am reading, it's called The Plantagenets. The Plantagenets. You know, it basically covers from Henry II through very start of Henry VI's reign and through all of like the 100 Years' War and all that. Written by, I think it's Dan Jones or Doug Jones, somebody Jones. And I really like the tone. It's written very conversationally. It's a history book, but it's written very conversationally, so it reads really easily. And then I am also listening on audiobook to Fear is My Homeboy, which just intrigued me from the name of it. So hopefully all those will be done by the end of February. I'm almost done with the heftiest one, which is the history book. And on my trip, I'm going to pull from this list. And so I'm going to pull probably Atomic Habits and Dune to see if I can get through both of those on my flight. Since it's a Chicago flight, it's going to take a little while. But anyway, I'm at 15 read so far for the year, which is good. I haven't filled this out yet again, although I am going to be on a podcast later this next month. So that did happen. And I'll just stay tuned for more of that. At the beginning of February, I started this fuckery flowers list, and I've actually gotten everything figured out for the rest of series 2, even if I haven't painted them yet. And I'm actually going to be doing, I think, 2 or 3 of these, starting them today. So I'm moving really slowly on this, but there is progress made. I made some progress on this list despite the fact I was feeling so crummy, and I'm still not really sure how this is working for me, but we're going to give it another try in March just to give it like the old college try. Some notes for videos and bullet journaling. You're going to notice my bullet journaling is not super consistent. So I've got the first 5 days of February here, and then I start to skip around. We go from the 6th, 7th, 11th, 14th, but then I didn't actually write anything down. The 19th, some more video notes. 20th, 21, some podcast notes, and I'll just keep using, the way I'm doing these notes is I just start a page and I just keep adding more videos and podcasts as I need room for notes. And then we have 24th and 26th, which I stamped as 25th. And this is actually what I'm on today. And then here I'm going to leave myself one more page to get through the month because I'm not going to really use it all that much while I am in Chicago, but I will need it for tomorrow and probably to get ready for Friday. And I want to use this side for a packing list. So I will start by just beginning the packing list. Okay, that like bubble cursive came out hella goofy looking, and I am all about the goofiness. I'm just gonna give it a little pink drop shadow, and then I'll fill this out tomorrow when, like, I don't like doing my packing list when I'm on camera because I like to be looking at my stuff and thinking about what I've got currently. Especially since I'm going to Chicago, and let's just be honest here, I'm gonna freeze my ass off. Freeze my ass off. Holy shit. All right, so here's my packing list. We'll work on that in a hot minute when I'm done with like all this. You won't see that part. So now we're here into March, that lousy Smarch weather. And I think that's what I'm going to write across the top here. And I'm going to use this Stabilo green highlighter. And then I'm going to, if you didn't see, this is me just pimping out all my other videos, but I did an easy bullet journal lettering video that came out yesterday when I'm filming this. I'll link that up above. I love tracing around highlighter because it can look really awesome without as much effort as, say, figuring out how to do bubble letters or block letters without tracing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to call it Lousy Smarch Weather because if you have not seen that episode of The Simpsons, you should. Here we go. Lousy Smarch Weather. I combined the tracing with like the scribbly tracing, and I think it just looks cool. And this kind of situation, doing this, takes like no talent. I promise you. You could feel like a jackass when it comes to lettering and still be able to do something like this, because the best part is you don't have to be precise. Hell yeah, for the lack of precision. God damn it. I'm trying to put my custody in, and we're doing some weird things this month because of just some various reasons. And I fucked it up. And I'm fucking my whiteout tape up. And it is just a whole pile of fuckery, my dudes. A whole lot of a pain in the ass for a calendar I'm still not sure that I'm using right. And I missed a day. Oh my God. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Fuck my life. Lousy Smarch Weather. And Calendaring. Can't even spell that either. Jesus effing F balls. Am I going to white it out or am I just going to cross it out? I'm just going to cross it out. Like that. Fuck it. Fuck it, right? Yes, according to my calendar, Tuesday is the 31st. God damn it. Okay, now that that's pseudo fixed, I'm going to just put in all of my appointments as well as bills due, because that's what I'm kind of thinking about doing here. I will be having both a crown put on Tuesday right after my Chicago trip, and then on Friday I am having a procedure done to take some extra close look at my fistula. It's called a fistulagram, and I will be put under for that as well. So wish me luck. That first week is going to be a doozy. All right, I have a lot on here, patron stuff, a lot of like school stuff. Kat has concerts all up and down the wazoo this month for both band and choir. I highlighted this because that's the final tour payment for Kat to go to Hawaii with the band. Tour is in April, so that makes sense, but I'm just excited to be done paying that every month, as well as I've got my dental stuff, my fistulagram here, and then I have my kids' dentist appointment at the end of the month, etc. So that's all of that. And then here is going to be my task list, and I'm just going to start it with the top couple things I know need to get done. And I will finish this after I do my power sheets, probably on Monday once I get back from Chicago. I just like to always get it going. So I have 2 more things I want to add to my bullet journal for now, and neither of them are necessarily March specific as much as they are just things I want to add. The first one is a collection having to do with my plants. Some of you know I fail ass at gardening, but I want to get better at it. I really want to. It's a hobby I would like to develop, and so rather than trying to start a big garden outside, which I've tried before and have failed ass at, I am actually utilizing my windowsill in my kitchen to do a garden there, and I've got some hanging things that are really cute that have herbs, and then I have a couple of succulents. Yes, I know, I think they're cute, I just don't like them being on everything. And then I am trying to grow tomatoes from scratch with a special little gardening situation. It's a company, what's it called? I have the little thing. Back to the Roots windowsill tomato planter. I got it from World Market. Anyway, so what I want to do is just keep track of how much I'm watering everything. Plus I want to tape in this guy so I don't lose it with the rest of the instructions. I've already done all of this because it's been at least the first week, but I'll have this to check in on. So there's that. And then the other thing I'm going to want to do is just take maybe half of a page and put in my instructions for the fistulagram, because I have them all scrawled on a Post-it note and I don't want to lose them. So first we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 1 through 31. So I guess this is just for March. I'm going to create a 1 through 31 chart here, similar to the year in pixels. It's like a vertical chart here. And I'm going to have all the days here for March. And then I'm going to put all 6 of my plants and how often I have watered them. And maybe what I'll do is I will put that I've checked them each day. Like check them off for checking them each day. And if I water, then highlight it. According to the things I've seen for the herbs, I need herbs. I need to check them every day and then water them when they feel a certain way. As for this guy, it actually is a self-watering situation that needs to be refilled every week and then more than every week once the plants start coming in. So I need to be keeping an eye on that. And then the succulents are a lot less, but I still need to check. It's a lot of things. So I'm going to have just somewhere that I'm keeping track of all the things. How many times can I say things? A lot. Oh, and before I forget, there was one other thing I wanted to do. One more thing. I have this list that I compiled from a patron live about some books that people were suggesting I check out, and I keep almost losing it. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of washi and just slap it here for now so that I have it to reference when I'm looking for new books. Okay. Anyway, and before I do anything else, maybe I'll just tape this guy down too, since that's what I grabbed this washi tape for in the first place. How often do I use ladybug washi? Not very. So this gives me an opportunity to bust it out, to bust a ladybug nut. Too much? Probably. Okay, so that's here, and I'm just going to draw in this situation. So we have tomato, thyme, mint, oregano, suck, the big one, and zuck, the small one. And I left room in case I add any more. I don't know how much Jesse's gonna love if I add more, but why not? And then we'll just put check equals checked. And then, will Cindy be a plant murderer? That is my artistic ass spread. Because that's what we want to know. So yeah, super simple, you guys. I'm not trying to get too fancy here because I don't want to spend a lot of time on a spread in case these plants die halfway through the month and I'm just going to look at it as like the world of regrets. But I will put that in, I guess maybe I should put up here. Smarch. Because that joke's never going to get old. So I should go into my you know, what is it? My index. I know things. So March starts on, February is going to end on 49. March starts on 50. March plant murderer spread is 52 and 53. But I forgot to add that other notes page, which is page 46. 52 and 53 is plant murder. Okay, there we go. And then finally, the last thing I want to add here is just my instructions, which is just going to fill up like part of the page, and I'll just use the rest of it for bullet journaling. As you can see, I just have them kind of scribbled down on a little notepad, so I just want to get them all written up. And then I will put the phone number as soon as I sign off because I don't want to put someone's random phone number down here for you guys. But this is just I'm just going to add a little border here. But that's just my instructions, the things I need to pay attention to, like when I need to stop eating food and all that, which matters to me because I love food. Anyway, this is my bullet journal set up for March. I hope that you guys found this interesting. You got some inspiration for at the very least, even though, you know, my bullet journaling so far has been super like plain. I'm actually loving it. It's been really helpful for me. And on the days I don't use it, I don't use it. And now that I'm 3 months in, part of me is thinking maybe I will make it through this whole notebook. Who knows? Who knows? Wouldn't that be fancy? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What is one hobby you have tried to do, and every time you've tried to do it, you have just sucked ass at it, but you still want to get good at it? That's how I feel about gardening. I'd love to hear about yours in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace out, my dudes.